The sun rose over Parth, casting soft light through the windows of Kelvin's home. Inside, things were far from quiet. Around the breakfast table, everyone was chatting and teasing their usual battle-hardened leader. You see, Kelvin had just been told he'd have to face a rank S adventurer in a few days as part of his promotion ceremony. Now, he tried to act serious about it, said it was a big problem, but his friends, they weren't buying it. Melfina, his divine companion, pointed out the obvious. He was smiling. And not just smiling, he was unconsciously polishing his staff in excitement. The truth was clear. Kelvin couldn't wait. But this wasn't just a fun sparring match, it was a serious test. Kelvin knew he still hadn't mastered his most powerful spell, Boreas' Death Scythe. And while he'd grown strong, one stat still lagged behind: strength. If he wanted full control over the scythe's magic, he needed to fix that. Fast. And so, Kelvin declared a training period. 3 days. He'd pour everything into improving his spell and building his strength. But how would he do that? His answer: food. More specifically, Clotho's special skill, gluttony. When Clotho ate a strong creature, it absorbed part of their stats. And when Kelvin ate food made from what Clotho consumed, he gained those boosts too. It was a clever workaround. And luckily, Ephil, his loyal maid, was more than up to the task. Ephil prepared a dish made from a rare monster called the Gel Prince. Despite its jiggly, odd appearance, it became a delicate, sweet dessert. It was light, refreshing, and packed with power. Everyone was surprised. Even Kelvin could feel the strength building up inside him after a single bite. It worked. With his training plan in motion, Kelvin retreated to the underground chamber to work on controlling his scythe spell. Boreas' Death Scythe was powerful, but unstable. Every swing left deep marks in the walls, even when he tried to hold back. It was clear he still wasn't strong enough to handle its full force. But little by little, with non-stop practice and magic potion breaks, he began to improve. Later, Melfina stopped by with gifts, magical accessories she had crafted overnight. These weren't just for show. They would protect the party against mind control effects like charm. Kelvin thanked her, and the two shared a quiet moment. Then the conversation took a serious turn. Melfina brought up Clive, the powerful enemy Kelvin had fought before. There was a troubling question hanging in the air. Was Clive also our incarnator? Someone like Kelvin brought from another world? The thought lingered like a shadow. But while Kelvin was deep in training, others in the house had their own struggles. Sarah, the powerful demon girl, was feeling restless. She wanted to spar with Kelvin, but he had turned her down, said it was too dangerous. Bored and full of energy, she had to find another way to help. And then she had an idea. If she couldn't train with Kelvin, she'd support him in another way. By gathering high-ranked food ingredients, the kind that would make his meals stronger. Gerard, Ryan, and Alex agreed to join her. Their plan: visit the Adventurers Guild and search for any dungeons with powerful monsters. At the guild, they arrived just in time to hear some big news. A new dungeon had suddenly appeared, discovered inside an old one. It was completely unexplored and packed with dangerous monsters, just the kind of place they were looking for. The guild staff was overwhelmed, preparing for Kelvin's promotion match, but they trusted Sarah and her team to handle it. So the group set out at once. They returned home briefly to gear up, then headed for the mysterious dungeon entrance. That's where they met someone unexpected. Standing outside the tunnel was Goldiana Pretiana, a tall, muscular man wearing a pink dress and ringlet pigtails. He introduced himself with flair. Known as the Peach Ogre, he was also a rank S adventurer. Though his appearance was wild, his power was the real deal. After a slightly awkward but friendly exchange, Goldiana joined the team. Together, they ventured into the dark tunnels. Inside, they faced strange steel puppets, tough monsters with deadly attacks. But the group moved like clockwork. Sarah fought with her enchanted fists and invisible tail. Goldiana punched holes through steel with ease. Ryan and Gerard held nothing back. Once the monsters were cleared, they reached the heart of the dungeon, a massive glowing altar. But this was no ordinary altar. As soon as Sarah touched it, the altar transformed into a towering white wolf, glowing with holy light. It radiated power. Everyone jumped into action. Sarah activated Jinn Scrimmage, covering her entire body in demonic magic. Gerard and Goldiana readied their weapons. Ryan rushed in with her twin swords, striking fast. But the wolf was more than just strong. It could absorb magic, just like Clotho. When hit with electric attacks, it used that energy to power its own blasts. It even redirected Ryan's sword slashes with a single swing of its paw. The team had to adapt quickly. They tested different spells and attacks. Sarah fought up close while Ryan circled with flame magic. Goldiana used powerful martial arts. Gerard's greatsword absorbed electricity with each clash. Then came the breakthrough. Alex, hiding in the shadows, waited for the perfect moment. With the help of Ryan's distraction, he leaped out and stabbed the wolf directly in the eye, blinding it on one side. The team rallied. They dodged lightning orbs, attacked from all sides, and slowly pushed the creature back. The once untouchable beast was finally bleeding. Though the battle was far from over, one thing was clear: they had turned the tide. With grit, magic, and teamwork, Kelvin's party had faced the unknown and found strength in each other. The mystery of the dungeon and the divine beast was still unfolding, but they weren't alone. And somewhere above, Kelvin continued training, unaware of the battle raging beneath his feet. But soon, their paths would cross once more.